Okay, so I was going to just continue the reading that I kind of started earlier. Just a really quick little excerpt from a book. This is from the same book I was pulling from. This is the Element Encyclopedia of the Psychic World by Teresa Chuang. This is something I found on page 359. I was looking for, we were in the K section doing the Kachina reading. So I just continued flipping pages, and this is page 359. I found kinesthetic sense. So I just thought, like, aesthetically speaking, this is a very interesting thing to look into, right? If we're talking about being able to envision the invisible, because that was something that came up in the reading earlier, and I said I thought it was going to be relevant. The same page, 359, has the definition for kikimora, an ancient Slavic term for an invisible female ghost that is said to attach herself to certain households. If treated with respect, the kikimora will protect the family from misfortune and occasionally assist in housework by tidying up and cleaning. It is sometimes said that the kikimora is the ghost of an ugly woman who had died in a swamp, but because the Slavs lived all over Eastern Europe with lots of different languages and beliefs, the origin of this legend remains a mystery. So I don't know if you're familiar, but this it kind of energy from like the old Slavic energy has a familiar feel to me for various different reasons, but one of them being that babushka being like a wizened old grandmother, like wizened as in aged, as in wiser, older, possibly kind of shriveled, not necessarily on the outside, but you know, you can look into somebody's kind of auric field, I want to say, and sense the level of unconditional love they have both given and received. And the most ancient and wise people in my perception, I guess, are the ones that have actually given far more love than they've ever received, which is kind of sad because it means, you know, they may never have had anybody or encountered anybody in their world that could give as much love as they could. And there's people that look like that on the outside, and there's people that look like that on the inside, and they're of every age, if you notice. It's something that some people don't notice, but I'm going to read the definition of kinesthetic sense, because being able to take that invisible kind of grandmother feeling, that is the comfort that you get. It's nostalgic feelings that you get. It's nostalgia. It's the smell of your grandmother's sweater. It's the favorite little things that she used to use on her, you know, her armoire or whatever. There's something very comforting about. It's not even really a physical thing. It's about the smell. It's about the frequency with which they use that small item, like maybe a brush or something like that. It's about finding, you know, a hair of hers stuck to one of your sweaters or something like that when you're missing her already. That's the, that's the familiar feeling. That's the feeling of, there's just something about a very familiar love. And it is not a physical thing. It's very much unseen. It's a tether or a connection to the other side that is very thinly woven, if I can phrase it like that. And I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to read this kinesthetic sense, okay? Because when you're akin to something or familiar with somebody, It means that you know their habits, you know what their scent is like, what their keys sound like across the room, what their the look on their face, whether they're enjoying the conversation they're having with somebody. It's that kind of familiarity. It's your immediate family kind of familiar. It's people that you spend a lot of time with, that know your mannerisms, that know your facial gestures and expressions, that are up to par with those things. So they know, they're kind of up to date with those little tiny minute details that make all the difference, right? So this is what it says. The human body has 8 senses. 9 if you count psychic sense. Sight, hearing, touch, smell. Sight, hearing, taste, smell, touch, balance, which is vestibular. Organic, which is internal organs. And kinesthetic, which is the ability to sense the body's position and movement of muscles, tendons, and joints. So I will eventually probably try to circle back to this because it does have this kind of underlying men staring at goats kind of feeling to it. This is the turtle. So there's like some type of protection that goes along with that. It's kind of the ability to locate in any way psychically. Like they're saying, the ability to sense the body's position and movements. So we're talking about like if you're prone or supine. We're talking about if we're frontal. Is this an aerial view? Is this a side view? Is it a left or a right side view? This is knowing orientations of things. If you're familiar with acting, for example, or stage set, you'll know that like if you're upstaging somebody, that you need to you'll know which direction up and down stage are in comparison to the audience. If you are obviously a composer, you know that your back is going to be turned to the audience the entire time, right? No matter if you are an artist and you are displaying your, your skills in any way, shape, or form, skills, right? And you're helping the crowd become familiar with those skills, right? In any way that you're demonstrating the position, the idea, the orientation, the perspective, the view, the angle of any kind of, anything, then you've got it there's a whole entire switch. I don't know how to explain this at all. There's an entire residual. This is how I want to explain this. It is the thermal imprint that's left over. So let's say this cat, this familiar, right, has been nestled up in its little bed, in its little cat nest, whatever you want to call it, and it's been asleep for a very long time. It finally gets up and walks away, right? It's going to eat, it's going to play, we don't know, it's just going away, right? When the cat gets up, there's going to be a residual heat or thermal heat image that could be seen if you had that kind of eyes. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm seeing from this dolphin. If you have a dolphin as a familiar instead of a cat, I don't know what kind of Hogwarts acceptance letter you got, but this is the golden ticket, is being able to see not only that where the cat was, the position of its body, that it was facing this direction, that its tail was wrapped in front of it instead of, flipping around behind it. That's all body language. So there's something about being able to read body language, invisible body language. And what this says is that, for instance, if a person walks through a car park and there are a lot of cars parked together, they have to turn and adjust their body in order to get through the tight spaces. So that's what I'm saying, is that there's some type of like need to be kind of flexible. I'm just seeing how swift and how flexible dolphins are. That they travel in groups and packs and a pod, you know, but there's a need to be incredibly vocal, incredibly playful, incredibly open-minded, and incredibly swift. And if you're not able to do those things, it's kind of like I don't know, this is a very otherworldly reading right now, but this is the golden egg behind it. Let's pretend that water and air were breathable, that this cat has gills and this dolphin has lungs, right? They're chasing each other. This is the I do just want to say this is the cat and mouse. For some reason, this is a mouse that's actually coming across in this specific reading as though it's scary to the mouse or to the cat for some reason. This mouse is like trying to say something to this cat that this cat is kind of like got its back turned to. A little bit. And it's because there's this, I can't help myself. I just always go there with The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's such a great movie. But it's a piece of information that this one is like bursting to tell the rest of these familiars. And I just want to say this one doesn't even know that it's not seeing the point or the ball because it's got its back turned. So in a weird way, the point is back here. But this cat is so busy looking this direction and the point is over here, or this direction, the point is over there, that it's missing the message that is now like slowly leaking out from this egg. Like this is the same energy. This is the same deck. Okay. So this one's trying to tell this cat, I have a golden egg. I'm about to lay this thing. Where should I, is this stable good? This is divine energy. Like, this is kind of funny the way that my spirit guides are letting me know this, but this is like Mother Mary kind of energy, right? And she's like, I need to lay this egg. I need a nest to lay this egg. So this cat, this is like Mary and Joseph this is like the stable, right? And this is them finding the stable, Mary and Joseph. And this is the barn animals. This is the look on their face. Like, what is going on right now? What is this screaming lady that's like losing her mind, leaking her egg yolk all over the place? And this one over here is like, trust me, this is going to be good. But it needs to happen kind of now. So we need to use this little nest. We need the thermal imprint, right, from this area. We need a position. We need a location. We need options for this to happen, right? That's the unconditional love. That's understanding the needs of other people. It's familiarizing yourself with being empathetic and sympathetic. So now that I've prefaced all that with this portion of the read, let me finish this and then we'll overlap some things. Yeah, I'm going to reread this portion. It says, for instance, if a person walks through a car park and there are a lot of cars parked together, they have to turn and adjust their body in order to get through the tight spaces. The reasons that they're able to sense whether they can fit, what type of movements they need to make, and how to adjust their body position is because they have kinesthetic sense, right? So it seems so simple. They're just talking about like maneuvering yourself more or less. But this is the additional portion. Psychics who receive their information primarily through the sense of touch are thought to have an expanded kinesthetic awareness. These individuals typically display clairsentient ability and often practice psychometry, which is the ability to sense information by touching people, objects, and energy fields. Same thing as telemetry. So what I'm trying to say, and I actually did just a little clip for myself the other day, was that for the people who've been ruptured or triggered and put in a situation where they've literally had a personality shattering experience. It was either so terrifying, so death defying. So I don't know what to tell you about that. Yeah. This is star energy in reverse. It was something that almost extinguished their light. And I'm talking about like real extreme kind of cases. I'm not talking about, oh, I got a concussion from falling off the monkey bars. Yeah, people have done that all the time. Like, people do that all the time. It's kind of cheating if you think about it like that. I'm talking about things that have psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, or mentally, like really on a really deep level, impacted you, made contact with your actual like essence and spirit, soul, being. This is I'm just hearing like the whale song. That is that there's a lot of 144,000 that energy that goes into that same kind of vibrational depth. And it's not the same sound. I'm not trying to say that, you know, whales, maybe they do. Maybe it is. It's the very much, they don't mean to be as majestic as they are. They just are. They're just that majestic, if you know what I mean. They're not trying to be literally amazing or mind-blowing or incredible or whatever, but there's this real ability to just be, just like a starfish, just expand, and like the space that a whale takes is the same depth of unconditional love that comes from familiarizing yourself with knowing this kind of I can't believe I just put that back. Yeah, that comes from knowing this kind of warmth. This is incubational warmth. It's the portion of your house that you spend the most time curled up in. It is the mother kind of frequency, which is why I'm relating it to 144,000 and also to this like Mother Mary kind of energy. It's because there's it's the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This is their idea. They're trying to communicate the idea to the familiars on land, up on land. I'm trying to reiterate the same idea multiple times in different ways because I find it easier to understand that way. So hopefully you all as well. This is them trying to tell the land animals, hey, we got to get out of here. Time to go. It's about to be like War of the Worlds, you know what I mean? Like, that's what they're saying, and then they do what they do, right? They go. But that's the same majestic depth that also comes with being a whale, comes with being a porpoise, a platypus, you know, all I'm trying to say is that there's something about, do you see that all of this is the circle of life for the sea creatures? So I don't know if this includes like, you know, the Little Mermaid and her whole family. Like, do you know what I'm saying? That there's everyone's bringing to the manger this message, and it's coming from two separate sides, from two separate entities, but it's clearly the same message. So I could give you this same example in 50 million different ways. We could use these cards until they just, you know, disintegrate. We could, you know, I feel a lot of just octopus energy, a lot of squid. This is, yes, that's what I'm saying. This is hummingbird. There's the airborne energy, then adding into it. The octopus has, you know, obviously 8 arms. Just was talking about the 8 senses, 9 if you count psychic, which is the mental energy. And the hummingbird is one of the fastest, if not the fastest, bird or airborne species alive on the planet. The whole thing. The whole entire thing. So this is what I mean, is that there is like this, there's a 3-tiered from the heavens through the, actual earth, all the way into the depths of something. There's a definite, like a landing of energy. I'm telling you right now, the dolphins have already got that. They already got it and left. Okay. Yeah. The next ones to hop on that bandwagon, it's gonna, here's this, the star card here. I don't know who's gonna grab that, but it's like, oh my gosh, it's so weird. This is like an international space station that is literally observing, and I do want to say marking people. This marker just happened to be laying here right now, but it's like they're marking specific species or individuals or people or places, things, ley lines, places things have gotten snagged, other places that things need to be mended, other places things need to be healed or halted. There's so many different messages coming through right now, but this is from all 3 levels of like, I just want to say almost like galactic stardom. It's like, oh my gosh, that's so strange. Instead of seeing like one specific light come down that time, I did see like a triangle, a square, a star, a circle. You know what I mean? Like there's something about like there's going to be an unconditional love that is going to change, and it's going to be communicated by this behavior or this you see the scattering of the animals. It's the scattering of the animals is like this dolphin's going this way, the whale's going this way, the butterfly, the hummingbird is going straight up. If you understand what I'm saying, like there's a transformational energy. It's not really star-like energy. It's something being born. It's something being released or like let out on into the, it's like stardust. Okay. Like if this was ethereal knowledge from the animals or from the ethers or higher ups or whatever, however you want to see that, right? Holy energy, ghosts energy. This is like the stardust that just went out to everybody. And that's literally going to stop the, okay. I'm all about that. So that's literally going to stop something that needs to be stopped. It's not about continuing doing what we've been doing. It's about reconceptualizing that same energy. So since that wasn't really working because this was in reverse when it came out, this is what we're going for now. And basically the dolphins dropped that idea off, and then they were like, we're good. We can go live in a different star system. They went back to the galaxy that they came from. The rest of us are left with this little nugget of knowledge, and we're going to make our best out of it. So let me read this unconditional love with, I just made an entire stack. I don't know if you can see what's going on. So I just made a stack of the animal cards right here. It has the dolphin, the hummingbird, the whale. And then it has the starfish and the golden egg. I'm going to use the oracle deck as well as the cartoon deck to get more information. Top of the, or bottom, excuse me, of the oracle deck is the unconditional love card. I'm going to give this a quick shuffle. A quick shuffle up, I guess, is what I just heard. I don't know what is wrong with my spirit guides. Sometimes I'm like, what is going down? Right. So sometimes it's just like an internal, like it's an inside joke, right? But there is something about similar breeds of species being able to understand specific, like we would all have to work together to pass on. This is passing your neighbor a basket, or making a basket for your coworker, or this is a care package. It says for you with an exclamation point. So that's what I'm saying, is that this is information that's been dropped off. Certain individuals are going to understand it, others will not. I don't really feel I don't think this unconditional love is up for grabs. So that's there to stay, but I do feel like there is going to be a need to understand that the entity, the energy that originally provided this unconditional love has now changed. Okay. This is exactly what I'm trying to say. So, the way I'm going to phrase this, or the way that I'm perceiving this energy at this time, this was a gift from a royal, let's not even say bloodline, because it makes it very controversial within the human species, right? Let's say this is alien versus predator. And of those aliens and predators, they've already visited this planet. They have seen what they need to see. They have taken note of all the small details that needed to have been taken note of. And the royal family of each of those alien and species have decided which decision they would like to make in regards to either preserving or destroying our planet from here on out, right? We don't know what's inside either of these. Let's just say these are spores, right? This is kind of a blank vector, an empty vector. If you've ever read Dan Brown's Inferno, it's an empty vector. You can fill it with whatever you want. And they also left a spore, or like one baby alien egg from each species. So now we have a choice. Are we going to destroy both of them? Are we going to keep both of them? This is the gift, right? Which is also a burden from this higher dimensional being, right? What are we going to do? Are we going to mate them together and make a hybrid? Is this going to be like a future, we're going to, this is what is on the table now. Is we now have 3 distinct options. More than that, really. Just like if we only had one, we could choose, do we keep it alive? Do we dispose of it? Or do we crossbreed it with a human? Now there's more options than that. This is not taking a loss. I'm feeling like this energy here is not taking a loss. The only people that are going to take a loss from this are going to be the ones that don't know how to deal with the energy. And I do want to say it's number 5 in the reverse, is loss in the reverse. So if you know, then you know. If you don't, then you don't. And that's fine also. But there is a need to understand that this gift, or that a burden is not really ever a loss in the long run. And that's not to say that burdens are easy, fun, or that you deserve them, or that they're going to be, easily dealt with. That's not at all what I'm saying. This partnership and love is coming forward. My next question was going to be what's in these. I want to say partnership and love. That was a little tidbit of unconditional love. That was gifted by having been the choice of planet, or a choice of individual, choice of selection. I don't know why, but there seems to be like some story about a hat maker coming through. This witch, for some reason, the rest of her body doesn't seem to be relevant. There's something about being able to switch hats. It's almost like there was something about this, yeah, it's like this bloodline, this is the advanced version of species and alien. They actually disguised themselves as humans maybe, and then walked amongst us for a while and did some fringe observations. And now I've gone back to their respective avatar. You know, this one has green skin. Maybe there's one with blue skin. But it's about switching hats. I'm also seeing an astronaut. So it's like swapping of positions, of roles, of hats, of helmets. This was what was offered. It's not going to look the same anymore. It's not going to be the same anymore. I'm also seeing there's something about Mary right here for some reason. Like, once this gets kind of messed up, it doesn't really ever, this is something you don't necessarily get twice in a lifetime. Might have been once living, once dead, but you're not going to get both of them together twice in a lifetime. So there's something about needing to either wear both hats gracefully and peacefully, or not at all. You see how these hats are, this hat belongs to this fish. You see the pointy hat goes on pointy fish. Round crown goes on, Humpty Dumpty over here. That's, no offense, Humpty Dumpty, I was just giving you a nickname. This could be, Cruella the Witch. Okay, I don't know. That's all I'm trying to say, is that there's respective energies that have been presented, and whatever those energies are, the wildlife is able to tell you about it before it happens, kind of like a tsunami or a hurricane, or I don't know, horrible, hailstorm, I don't know. There's so many different ways to interpret that, but I did want to just delve into kinesthetic sense. That is the position of these specific energies. If you can see the way that you can divinate between the two, very much sort out which one belongs where. I do want to say this is a sorting hat type of energy. Very much Dumbledore. I'm very much humbled to meet you, or it was one of my crowning achievements to have major acquaintance. These are the types of burdensome, and I'm saying burdensome only because these are the niceties that keep us from being able to be extraordinarily raw and absolutely real 100% of the time with 100% of the people we encounter. It's necessary. These are the political strings attached. These are the preliminary judgments that will be passed, but they're also the invisible backpack full of tools that you are able to also mark your way, figure out the from the bird's eye perspective, would you put this pointy hat on this pointy star? I mean, this is kind of elementary, obviously, but I'm just trying to say this is the same thing as kinesthetic sense, and why people with telemetry can sometimes clairsentiently be able to divine between two separate people, two separate decks, two separate types of energetic, thermal heat signatures. So when you think about heat seeking, maybe seek and you shall find.